Would you like to know the one thing that solves everything rather than constantly going around trying to find a solution for every single problem or answer for every single question in your life? Hi, I'm Selma Unrika.
And I'm Geronimo Nye.
We are transformation facilitators and channels, and we have something very important to share with you. Perhaps the most important thing you'll ever hear, especially if you're on the spiritual awakening path. So many people are continually looking for solutions to each problem in their lives.
Their attention is on what can I do about my money situation, my relationship, my children, health problems, life purpose, etc.
They're trying to, quote, fix it. But the problem, so to speak, with that is they're assuming that they must do something in particular for each issue to get the results they're wanting. Maybe this book will help me, maybe that workshop, or this technique, and on and on and on. From a 3D perspective, this makes sense. However, they're missing an essential step. And without that essential step, they will be forever on a repetitive treadmill trying to solve one issue after another, never really feeling resolved, never really feeling complete, never really feeling whole. And they often stay exhausted, overwhelmed, and disheartened, with barely enough energy to work on the next problem or issue. They wonder, am I really making any progress? Maybe this sounds like you.
You can try all the best techniques in the world, but they won't provide lasting results without this one essential step that takes care of everything.
See, we all live in polarity consciousness. Our psyches, brains, and sense of self got wired into this way of functioning.
And so we automatically tend to approach our issues and our lives this way. And it's completely backwards from how the universe actually works. One of our favorite Einstein quotes is, "We cannot solve our problems with the same level of thinking we use to create them."
There's this infinite presence. People call it God, source, spirit, the universe. Religions have specific ideas about God and rules you must follow in order to, quote, win God's love and favor.
These ideas aren't all true. Even in many broader spiritual teachings, the divine is still seen as something out there, and people don't feel connected to it.
Some religions say you must go through some special middleman, and that you've got to follow certain rules in order to ascend into that, quote, higher place with the divine.
Even if a person doesn't believe in these concepts, they're still influenced by them. These beliefs permeate the 3D realm. Thus, Source, or God, or the universe can feel nebulous. To the human personality, it can seem better to feel connected to something than nothing.
But one key thing that all of these concepts are missing is that the divine is right here, not out there. You're made of it. You are already one with it. Your attention just got diverted. Your automatic way of thinking and being are operating from misunderstandings about who you actually are.
If you really knew and experienced who you actually are, all your problems and issues would be solved in an instant. In fact, you wouldn't even see them as problems because you'd know without question. You'd experience yourself as far greater, more powerful than any problem in this world.
You, the real you, are not your human personality. You are a grand soul, operating through a 3D polarity consciousness, or incarnation as it's commonly called, in order to experience certain qualities of Source from various viewpoints. Polarity provides unique and varied opportunities to do this. Misunderstandings are inevitable, and rectifying them are a part of the awakening process.
In order to fully understand these qualities, conflicting experiences cause you, the ego personality, to notice and question the nature of life and yourself. This leads to realization of qualities such as unconditional love, joy, peace, enthusiasm, grace, compassion, power, and more.
There comes a point in the journey where one must rectify one's misunderstandings in order to gain the benefits. The greater expansion into those qualities of Source that you as a soul incarnated to embody and express.
Expanding understanding of conscious connection is what you're actually doing when you're resolving issues, whether it be health, money, relationships, job, life purpose, even washing the dishes. Until you respond from that place, life can seem like one struggle, one trial after another, without feeling like you're really getting anywhere.
So, the one thing that solves everything has 3 parts. Number 1, realizing that if something isn't working right, or it isn't flowing easily, if you're not feeling 100% in joy, peace, enthusiasm all the time, you simply have some misunderstandings that are inviting resolution. Number 2, that only the real you, your soul, knows the answers, ways, and solutions specific to you.
And 3, when you attune to your soul and operate in partnership with it to solve everything, you accomplish your purpose for being here.
And ultimately ascend back into that real self with far greater understanding, awareness, and expansion. It's like this. This is a beater. It's a lone beater to a mixer. And it's like going through life, you're this beater, and you're trying to figure yourself out. You're just kind of bouncing around, floundering around. It's like, I wonder if I should do this. I wonder if I should do that. What if that's the right choice? Or maybe this is, or what's the wrong choice? Or what's my life purpose? Maybe I think it's a mix something, but I'm not sure what or how. So I guess I'll just start mixing some powders around and do the best I can. And maybe I'll get it right at some point. Or you can be this beater hooked up to your true power source, your soul. And then you become far more effective than you can ever imagine. Life flows more easily. You get more done, what you want to get done, often faster, and you're far more at peace with the flow of timing and the flow and unfoldment of everything that is occurring in your life.
So, what are some specific ways life improves when we're connected with our soul?
Here's a simple example that you probably can relate to. I used to be a massage therapist, and I would be driving to my office every day, and often it would be a stressful drive. I'd drive some curvy roads, I'd be driving some on the highway, and I was just trying to get there. I'd be rushing, and it seemed like every car was getting in my way and slowing me down. And so by the time I got to my office, I would be, all stressed and have to take like 10 to 15 minutes to calm down just so that I could be in that centered place where I could be most effective in facilitating relaxation for my clients. Yes, I get the irony here. And it occurred to me eventually that, I knew these practices about tuning into my soul, but I wasn't doing it in this area. And so before I'd even leave the house, I started attuning my consciousness to my soul. Very simple. It's a simple shift in consciousness, but it takes practice. And then I would get in the car, I would drive to work, and lo and behold, I would be not only calmer, just relaxing on my way, but also it seemed like cars weren't getting in front of me and slowing me down like before. Or if they did, I just wasn't particularly bothered by it. It was like there was this peace inside that just knew everything was fine and I'm going to get to my destination on time. And another bonus was I would notice things I didn't notice before because I was all calmer, right? My mind was in a more 5D state of being versus a 3D state of being, where I was experiencing a kind of oneness with everything around me. And I didn't necessarily define it that way. I was just more relaxed. And so then more awareness was open to me. And I would get inspirations. I would see someone or some building or some sign or something that would answer a question or a wondering that I had. Or sometimes I would see something or experience something that would come into play later in my life and be beneficial. So that was really cool. And also, of course, when I would get to my office, I would already be calm. I wouldn't need to do these relaxation practices to calm my nervous system down. I was already at peace. And so, interestingly enough, I saved time because I was took those moments to practice the techniques of attuning to my soul and being in that space and that attitude and that mindset and feeling it, experiencing it. And so I didn't need to leave the house as early in order to get there in time, in order to calm down at my work, to be able to focus and do what I needed to do. So that was really amazing. Imagine that. And that's just 5 or 6 benefits just from attuning to my soul. There are probably more. I'm sure there were more that just didn't reach my conscious awareness that I benefited from being in that space.
Yeah, and that reminds me of actually an experience I had. But first, it reminds me of a story that Chokai talks about in his last lifetime, where his mentor loved to walk with them in the woods. And one day, his mentor was giving him a teaching about how to follow his heart, and his heart would always lead him home, and then left Chokai out in the woods. And so he hadn't been paying attention to where he was going because he was trusting his mentor to lead him. And it turns out he had to follow the instructions his mentor had just given him in order to get back out of the woods. And several years ago, I had just moved to a new town, didn't know where anything was, didn't have a map. This was before cell phones and GPS and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, I have got to find a store. And I'm driving around, not knowing what to do, but it's like, okay, I do know to tune in. And so it's like, all right, let me listen to my heart. And I felt prompted to make a right turn. Like, okay, I've never been on this road before, but let's see what happens. And I got to the next intersection and I was prompted to make another right turn. And it's like, okay, here we go. Let's see what happens. And just about halfway down that block was the store I was looking for. Now, this is like spiritual GPS because there was no GPS. And it was so beautiful to me to know that if I just tune in, if I'm just quiet and listen, that I can be guided to something as simple as, a variety store. I think it was like a dollar store or something, just to pick up some home goods. And, it's like, it doesn't have to be this big fancy special stuff. Everyday stuff is just as surely, access to that is just surely available. And so to me, that's one of the more meaningful experiences I can think of the several that come to mind, of how, when we're in tune, cool stuff happens.
Likewise, we've experienced countless profound healings, realizations, transformations, manifestations, conflict resolutions in relationships, and leaps in consciousness with this powerful approach of attuning to our soul presence as a way of life. And that presence is total unconditional love.
We and the ET Ascended Masters and angels who channel through us share transformational wisdom and facilitation to attune you to your soul. That true presence is already attuned to the power, love, and wisdom of Source. It knows all of your solutions and the exact way for you on your unique path.
What would life be like if you had this life-enhancing support?
We've teamed up with UWealth Revolution Network to provide you with an extraordinary opportunity to work directly with the ET Ascended Masters. You're invited to participate in our upcoming program, the 5D Oneness Way Mastery Courses, with live Q&A, plus soul attunements and meditations with the ET Ascended Masters. Check this out. We have several packages available on the UWealth Revolution Network website, and it has lots of content, ebooks, audios, videos, extraordinary. We invite you to check it out. They're all on this same page. But right here, we're going to focus on package B, which contains everything in package A, which you'll see when you go to the page. But we have these 3 group live sessions with the ET Ascended Masters, and then 1 sound attunement session, which I'll be doing. And that's going to help integrate it all. So first of all, we've got starting January 9th. And if you can't attend live, you'll get the replay. So no worries there. We have the 5D Oneness Way Mastery Courses and full question and answer. In each module, the ET Ascended Masters through Duran bring you little-known oneness-based teachings, practices, and facilitations to lighten your heart and expand your awareness of divine truth. Through this wisdom, become truly masterful in important areas of your life. Master rarely taught approaches that ensure your evolution. Got to tell you, folks, you're going to hear stuff from these ET Ascended Masters who are ancient. They ascended thousands of years ago, sometimes hundreds of thousands of years ago. This is not going to be your typical stuff. Adopt 5D perspectives that create quantum leaps in consciousness. Who's ready to do some quantum leaps? Achieve your cherished aspirations. We know that many of you have these heartfelt aspirations that year after year after year, they just don't seem to be manifesting. Well, we're going to help you with that. Simultaneously develop attributes that naturally, automatically advance your awakening into oneness. Okay, that's a big focus here. So we're going to be providing oneness-based perspectives and practices. See, if you want to get to oneness, if you want to evolve to a 5D state of consciousness, you need practices and perspectives from a 5D place. And so many people are trying to evolve to that, but they're using 3D practices and 3D perspectives that are based still in separation consciousness versus oneness. And it's much harder. You have to keep it up. You have to keep doing this thing and that thing and that thing. Oneness-based practices and perspectives become a part of your being. They're actually your natural state. And what we do is help clear out of the way anything that's interfering with that natural state emerging, those natural answers coming forward and the knowing from within your being. A lot of us know that exists and we say, the divine is within us, but how do you really access that? Well, we're going to help you with that in these courses. Absolutely. So lighthearted and enthusiastic, the ET Ascended Masters love to see you progress and awaken. They patiently, tirelessly, and compassionately speak to where you are now while lifting you to greater expansion. Absolutely. They share simple yet comprehensive wisdom to ensure you're able to tackle any challenges, break free of limitations, and achieve your soul's noble purpose. Just being in their presence is nurturing and uplifting. Applying their wisdom spirals your consciousness into ever higher dimensions of awareness, understanding, and joyous well-being. Now, I've been working with the ET Ascended Masters channeled through Duran since the late 1990s, and I can't even fathom how to put into words how much that's transformed my life and awakened me to my true being. And I would love to see that happen for you too. So here, let's take a look at the first live group. We're calling it Module 1. It's Master Abundance and Prosperity the 5D Way, plus full question and answer and facilitation. So we're going to be going into perspectives about abundance and prosperity. The ET Ascended Master coming through Duran will be especially doing this teaching and facilitating us all. And it's perspectives that aren't your typical law of attraction and all that kind of stuff. No way. Now, it doesn't matter whether you are relatively new to the spiritual path or you've been on the path for decades. You're going to hear stuff and experience transformational facilitation that's not been available anywhere. That's going to be new, or take it to a new level, to a deeper level. Expand your consciousness even more. If you're not experiencing infinite abundance in all areas of your life, and I'm not just talking about money. We're talking about when you have an aspiration, it's there, or it shows up before you even think about it. That's oneness-based living. It's not having to work on every single thing. It's attuning to the source that provides it all. And we help you with that. So if this interests you, 3D says, do this to get that. And if this was the path, everyone doing this would, quote, get that every time. And that doesn't happen, right? We know that. So helpful for some, it obviously doesn't work for everyone. You might blame yourself. What if it wasn't you, but the wrong tool for you? This adds to the struggle. And I know a lot of you feel disheartened around this subject. The true secrets of abundance and prosperity are deep and more fundamental. Truly universal principles apply to everyone all the time. Rather than letting you wander in the maze alone, the ET Ascended Masters reveal these liberating universal keys. This boost can transport you light years ahead on your path. So if you're ready to, again, make those quantum leaps, you've been working on several things, you've been working on your abundance, maybe you're in a job and that's how the only way income comes to you, but your heart knows you're here for more and easier, and you want to express in ways that perhaps bring in funds, or again, manifesting anything, partner clarity. That's in a way a manifestation. That's abundance and prosperity, and abundance of clarity. How about that one, huh? The tools and techniques are perspectives that the ET Ascended Masters share apply to everything. And that's one of those cool things about oneness. Again, the one thing that solves everything. That's what we're going to be sharing with you and facilitating for you to help you get in that track so that it becomes natural again, which is a part of your divine blueprint, as they say. Next, Module 2, Master Health and Well-Being, the 5D Oneness Way, plus full question and answer and facilitation. As with abundance and prosperity, the secrets to optimum health and well-being are often seen as something mysterious and elusive. This requires much time and energy jumping through one hoop after another. I know many of you know what we're talking about here. But what if those hoops are your soul's way of getting you to see a different perspective, to choose a different path? If so, this is your opportunity to learn specific oneness-based principles and approaches from the ET Ascended Masters. Again, beings who are already there, who've already done it, that allow your health and well-being to manifest naturally. So whether you're struggling with a health issue, minor or significant, you just want overall health, or maybe even, fitness, well-being, strength, agility, vitality,
Emotional well-being.
all of this fits in mastering health and well-being. We're going to help you with that in this class. Plus, of course, there's going to be some facilitation where the master is going to be taking us through a process that raises our vibration and helps attune you to your soul consciousness that is your vitality, and activate that more fully in your being, and that healing power within you. It exists within everyone that can repair and clarify and align anything that's misaligned in your body, mind, and emotions. Module 3, Master Expression of Purpose and Work Life, your JOB. JOB stands for, in our book, it stands for Joy of Being. That's what your real job is. We're going to do this the 5D Oneness Way. Plus, again, full question and answer and facilitation. So this question and answer is mentoring. It's being mentored by beings who have already mastered anything that you could ever imagine in your own life and your own spiritual path. They're going to be available to you live in these classes to answer your questions. And this is not psychic reading type stuff. It's not just dispensing information. This is not knowledge-based. It's heart-based. And it's connecting you with those answers. Now, they are going to provide answers for sure, but the kind that empower you, that expand you, which is what you, the real you as a soul, came here to do. We're going to get you further on that path. So as it says here, it's easy to get snared in the limiting 3D web, promising success and productivity. However, as with abundance and health, the quote, right actions are not necessarily the right approach for you, especially if you end up more miserable over time. I know a lot of you have been feeling that way, trying other approaches, what other people have done, and they just don't work for you. And that's okay. There is a way. Purpose and work intimately arise from specific core states and priorities. So we're talking about states of being. Knowing your soul's motivations and understandings makes your JOB, your joy of being, all that it's meant to be. In this module, the ET Ascended Masters will teach you how to consciously align with your soul to ease and accelerate not only success, but personal and spiritual fulfillment as well. Awesome. So often that's overlooked, this feeling of fulfillment that's missing in so many people, personal fulfillment and spiritual fulfillment, and feeling and knowing you're progressing. So with this program, each course builds on the next. So even if, say, abundance and prosperity is more on your mind, or maybe health issue is more priority for you, they're all connected. And part of polarity consciousness is seeing everything in pieces and parts in life, but it's really all one. So whatever you learn from these oneness-based teachings applies to everything in your life, all the time, no matter how small or how big. Then module 4, we're going to tie it all together and facilitate integration, where I'll be doing a channeled sound facilitation where the masters, the Trigalian sound masters and angels who channel through me will be taking you on a journey through your own consciousness, your soul, and unifying it. Embody your 5D self, channeled sound activation meditation. So we're going to be activating codes in your DNA. I'll be channeling language of light, all kinds of frequencies that the human ear is not used to, that help unlock blocks in your consciousness, break up limiting, hardened crystalline beliefs in your field that are holding you back, releasing emotions, buried emotions that have been keeping you stuck and maybe afraid of moving forward, not even realizing that might be holding you back from, say, taking a program like this that could really catapult you. Yes, it's going to be change, it's going to be transformation. What if there's a fear inside you that's saying, oh no, this doesn't interest me, when really it's just a fear of change. It's a fear of really being and living who you're meant to be in this life, or really feeling fulfilled. Maybe you got beliefs that say, I can't be happy, I can't be fulfilled. Well, we're going to help you with that in this module 4, channeled sound activation meditation. Help break up those beliefs and patterns, clear them out of your field so you can be freed up to live the life you're here to live and feel and be fulfilled. So I'll also be incorporating some gentle drumming and crystal bowls, maybe some other instruments. So this module will be your opportunity to just really relax and receive. All you'll do is be putting forth your intentions, and then you relax as the sounds move through and do their work. And it's not about hearing the sounds as much as feeling the sounds. All you got to do is open up and receive the transformation. So we have set up this really awesome package for you. We invite you to click on the link below and go to this page that lists all our packages. You'll see all the other things that come with it, the ebooks, the audios, the videos. You'll see how it all connects. And this will definitely catapult your spiritual awakening path. We are here for you, and we'd love to see you join us. And as we said before, your human mind doesn't have your answers and solutions, but your soul does, and your heart is the gateway. Take a few moments to tune into your heart and feel out, is there a resonance here? Could this be taking me to the next step? Do I want to step into this opportunity? Really take advantage of it, because folks, it's never going to be this low a price again, this affordable. So it's a really good opportunity, particularly if you're seeing this and this is the beginning of the new year. Great opportunity to really step into that. If it feels true for you, if you feel a resonance and a calling to step into your next level of harmony, flow, and fulfillment, choose package B or C to register for the 5D Oneness Way Mastery Courses and Facilitations.
Here we go.